Hey everybody, Grest here. So today we're going to be talking about a very important tool for any suppressor owner made by Geissele. So let's go ahead and check these out. Okay, so what we have here today is a set of suppressor alignment gauges from Geissele Automatics. So I picked these up over the course of a period of time from Brownells. The very first one I got was for a 30 caliber because that was the suppressor I was using, and the calibers, most of them were 30 cal. If you run a 30 cal suppressor on a smaller diameter caliber, you minimize the chance of a baffle or end cap strike. However, if you're running a 30 cal suppressor on a 30 cal firearm, you have a higher or greater risk of having some sort of a projectile strike on that suppressor. So especially when dealing with AK-47, so that was kind of what prompted me to get the 30 caliber gauge. Was I was trying to suppress a Draco AK-47, and I needed to ensure that the bore alignment was good. Originally, I had got welding rods from McMaster Carr. However, those are not precision machined gauges like the ones here from Geissele. Now, I know there are some other manufacturers that do make these types of gauges, but Geissele is a name that most of us trust and attribute to being high quality. So I picked up, like I said, the 30 caliber gauge first, and then went and picked up one for 9mm as well as 5.56. So let's go ahead and take a look at one of these out of the package. So this one is the 30 caliber gauge, and they come in these nice tubes as such, and you can see here Geissele Automatics alignment gauge, suppressor 7.62mm, and they even give a part number there on the end, and I guess it's looks like a revision 4. And if you look at the ends of these guys, they have a nice kind of beveled edges so that less chance of scratching your bore up whenever you're putting one of these inside of your bore for alignment reasons. And very nicely machined. Like I said, I do have some of the welding rods, and the comparison is basically there is no comparison. The welding rods have a much more flex, whereas these are precision machined and probably a more hardened material if I had to guess. So anyways, let's go ahead and look at one of these inside of a suppressor. So here I have my Rugged Radiant 7.62, and the idea is that with the suppressor attached to the firearm, you're going to put this alignment rod down the bore from the end of the suppressor, and then you're going to kind of look and see the bore concentricity in relation to the bore of the suppressor. So obviously a centered alignment rod is ideal. However, sometimes you'll notice you can have a little bit of favoring to one way or the other, and that's when you got to kind of stop and assess the situation. Is it an issue with the suppressor attachment to the firearm or the muzzle device itself, if you're using one, if it's not a direct thread suppressor, or worst case scenario, if you have some sort of concentricity issues with the barrel itself. Okay, so I'm just holding this rod in here just to kind of be able to give you different orientations. But like I said, again, you should have a perfectly aligned rod in the bore, and then you should not have anything that is favoring one side or the other. So here's a look at the 5.56 one inside of my Rugged Oculus, and same sort of thing applies. You know, you want to make sure that that rod is centered in the bore as best as possible. Okay, appreciate everybody watching today's video on these suppressor alignment rods from Geissele automatics that I picked up from my friends over at Brownells. Definitely highly recommend these if you are using suppressors, to make sure that your bore alignment is proper so you don't get a baffle strike or end cap strike or something like that and damage your suppressor. Any questions or comments, please put them down below. And as always, I appreciate everybody watching and subscribing, and I will catch y'all in the next video. Y'all take it easy.